Mystic Paul 111, Eddie. This is Encounters, the late night UFO talk show. Shauna, user 180, Mona, Texas, Gaby, I think it's Particino, Lindsay, everybody coming in here. Welcome to the show. We're on a little bit early tonight. It's now about 10:28, which is nice. We're a little bit early. Julie Trance, good to have you. Sarah Davis, Safina Paradise, that's a great name. Good to have everybody coming in here tonight. And I got one of these feelings. Tonight. User 887, good to have you with us. And as you know, next Friday night at approximately 11 p.m. next Friday, we're doing a special broadcast with Godico. We're going to bring Godico on the show from the spaceship and any of the other people of his ship to speak. Judy Bowman, good to have you with us. Hey, Meowser, good to have you with us. Good evening. K48. Hey, Gerard, I think, Gerard Robinson, good to see you. Well, we're doing pretty good, Gerard. We're doing excellent. And I'm just stamped up for tonight. On our radio show today, we actually had done an experiment on the radio for the first time with Godico. I had John Connors on, and we actually had Godico come through the radio. We still have some problems on the radio side with our phones. It's still having, and this is not just with anybody, it's just happening in general when we bring people on the air. Sometimes it has a feedback and there's a problem, but hopefully they'll get that fixed. But we have the voice part of Godico from the radio. My friend who does the Beatles show was there, and he got all the audio recorded, and now we're trying to have it sent over to both of us. We're going to have our tech people. We have it on the computer. We have the voice modulation of the ET speaking, and we're now going to try to get it copied, sent over to us, and we're going to have the audio analyzed. So what I've been trying to do is I was spending some time this afternoon finding out if there's any audio translators. And I'm saying there's got to be some audio translator that takes distortion and can clarify the audio, because it's slightly off when I hear it. When the ET speaks, when the space being speaks, some people are hearing clearly what it's saying. I'm not. So I'm trying to find there's got to be some sort of technology where it can actually take the audio of anything, be it an ET or whatever, and clarify the audio. So, hey, UFO God, good to have you with us. Deborah D, good evening. We're doing good. So, things are getting pretty deep here for me. I mean, to say the least. My friend who does the Beatles show was at the station today with me when I was on the air. He heard everything for the first time. He heard the space being. He recorded it in Studio B on one of the other computers and was able to separate the voice sounds of the ET. I also believe there's obviously other people on this ship. The being said this morning, and John Connors was translating from where he was. If Precious says if there were technically, you and I wouldn't be privy to it. Missy Marvin, good to have you with us. Julie says, let's do some tapping. And I actually have done some meditation, and I understand that if the space being or beings from that group of beings on that ship want to communicate, they will just come in whenever they want. I don't have really much of a say in that, I don't think. Hey, Mystic Marvin. I really don't think, in reality, that I have too much of a say in that. You know what I mean? We have this plan for Friday night. We promoted it on TikTok. And if you've not heard what's happening or what's going on in my world, then I don't assume everybody does. It all started a few weeks ago. And it all started with a Billie Holiday song, which I'm not going to mention the app because it'll go on in another room probably. But That's how it started. And then it proceeded within the last day or two after that. Static came over my TikTok broadcast. I said, oh, what's all this static? This isn't when the radio, it's just static coming over here, right? There was static, saying static. That's really kind of weird. Maybe there's some TikTok problems going on, or technically TikTok is maybe having a glitch or something. Then we hear the voice of what appears to be someone speaking coming through. We had all our mics muted, all my guests that were on, and we heard this voice coming through. And as time proceeded, days after in the evening, we understood that now we were being contacted by a space being that was physically here, or there was actually 3 of them. They didn't come into the physical room where I was broadcasting, but I was told that they were very close. They were light beings of some sort. Lindsay, good to see you. Observing Reality, good to have you with us. So I'm going through some crazy stuff right now for the last few weeks. And the way I understand it, to kind of put this story into perspective, is they have been waiting for me to contact them. I don't know how that works. Look, we all go about our lives. We do different things on Earth. We have families, we have friends, we do things. Okay, we do things. Tess? We'll get Tess on here. Where's Tess? Gigi, good to have you with us. Where's Tess? We'll get her on. Hey, Jess. I'll have to find Tess. Tess, say hello again, and I'll put you on here. I'm drinking apple cider, Commander. Would you? I'm going to bring Chezno on here as my co-host. Hey, Tess, we're going to get you on here. Oh, there you are, Tess. Oh, Tess has only 10 followers. I'd love to hear your story. Followers, man. Bummer. We got to get Tess up to 200 followers here, folks. Tess, we'll get your story for sure. Once we can get you up there, so we'll help you get up there. Hey, Chezno.
Hey,
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I feel like.
This is
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's
that's
Getico.
the that yeah. I took like 3 screenshots. I sent you 3 on Facebook Messenger.
Oh, okay. I didn't go on Facebook Messenger, so I'll have to do that.
Yeah. So
Um,
in case I didn't know if you wanted to post it or not.
yeah, I will definitely have to do that. I've been feeling all day like something weird's going to happen on the show tonight. I don't know why.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, I'm not going to. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to. What's the word? Earth word. I'm not trying to project it,
Hmm.
but I just get this feeling like something is going to happen here.
Yeah. Every
I don't
night
know.
something.
I just got a feeling, and it's like right in the center of my center of my being. I just like feel this energy, like something is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Shay Collins, we're doing good. Welcome to the show, Shay. Manifesting good stuff. Yes, Tess. Catherine, welcome. Thank you. So I got a feeling that possibly the ET will speak through the show. I don't know why I'm feeling that right now. Hey, Greg, are you hearing anything weird coming through?
No.
Okay. Okay. I swear I'm hearing something. Am I? I feel something interesting all day. Anybody else? Okay, he's got his mic muted. Okay, I think it's just something on your end of it.
My window was open and the wind was blowing here. I just
Okay.
closed it.
Oh, the wind. Okay, that kind of threw me off. All right. We'll see. If I say the word Gatico, Gatico, are you here? Gatico, this is. Let me put. I want to put protection around the show in case anything happens. This is CmdrAleon. I'm asking that the Astro Command put a light protection around this broadcast in case anything happens. Only those of the highest frequencies of Christ consciousness may communicate. Of Christ consciousness may communicate. So, and only the space beings that are of light can communicate. That's it. You cannot come through unless you're from the highest levels of light. And so we'll see. Okay, so you don't have any equipment or anything making noises on your end, do you?
No.
Okay. Is anybody? hearing anything? I got my earbuds on and I hear something. I swear, I can't make this up. I've been feeling this energy today. It's like they're trying to. I hear. It feels like someone's trying to speak. It's interference. Gatico, are you there? Gatico, are you there? I think it's just. It could be just technically something happening. I don't believe anything's happening. Telling myself that 5,000 times right now, right?
Lyman Orchard, baby. The apple
You got it.
cider.
You got your
Mm-hmm.
apple cider. I got apple
I'm
cider
trying
here
to.
tonight too.
Heck yeah.
But we're gonna interview people tonight, and through the week we're gonna, interview people, talk about their UFO experiences, their ET visitations. We got somebody that wants to come up. Brady Crow. Okay, we're gonna bring Brady Crow in here. And welcome to Encounters. This is the #1 UFO spiritual talk show on social media. Brady Crow, welcome to the show here tonight.
What's up, dudes? So I had an interesting encounter when I was like 3 years old. My sister was 2 years old. We were just on the swing set at home, and my sister stopped swinging. She was looking at the sky. And so I look up, and sure as heck, there's just like a metallic disc with what could be some flickering lights around it, or the reflection was rippling, but just hovering there, relatively close to the house. A little bigger than a car, and just very silently just took off out of nowhere.
Wow.
And we both saw the same thing, and just really tripped us both out. And then much later, similar location, and I live in a military city, and we have it's where they train fighter pilots here in Texas. So, I speculate that could explain what I'm seeing. And I saw a circular orb, like just a circular sphere. Much looked to be smaller than a car, like it could have been a big balloon, but it was traveling against the wind, the opposite direction of the clouds. It was moving against the direction of the clouds. And then I called my friend out to come look at it. We're both watching this thing, and then we both kind of looked down just for a second, and we looked back up and it was gone. And so those are the two interesting experiences I've had. And I'm wondering how familiar you might be with the Museum of Tarot and some of his explanations or what's going on.
I have no idea who that person is, by the way. Can you bring your camera on? Can you turn the camera on? Or you know how to do that?
I need more followers for that to happen, so I'm still growing.
You're good. You're good. I see. Well, you're on your way there. So everybody hook up with Brady Crow.
Right now. You guys are cool.
Yeah, I'm actually following you too, I think. Yeah, we're following you now, so I'm following him. Everybody follow him. We'll help him out.
I think the Museum of Tarot does a brilliant job of separating the bullshit from the good shit when it comes to the UFO stuff. He's really good at making a distinction and really good at highlighting and pointing out how the UFO narrative has been weaponized against us, and highlighting some really cool UFO facts, like the fact that there's UFO technology in the ion breeze. There's like an air purifier called the ion breeze, and believe it or not, there's UFO technology in that device that makes it work. And it's not exactly the best air purifier, but it's just really funny that someone actually like took that technology, made a device, and put it on the market, and there it is.
Well, you're not alone. You found this program. I work, to let you know, I work on a radio station, a Pacifica radio station, for over 20 years. I did my show this morning. And I also have had my initial encounters in the 1960s. I had a direct contactee encounter with space beings that were in a spaceship men and children in light blue outfits or space outfits, and they were telepathic. I'm sure they can speak verbally, but they sent me a message that we're not from here, we're from another place, we're part of their galactic family. And then I had preceding things over the years. I started having many sightings of spaceships, and so I can relate to what you're saying. And it's interesting you're near a military base, because near a military base, thank you, Flo. There's always been a lot of activity by what we call space beings, star people. They these many of these ships or orbs are controlled by space people. I always use the term space people. I don't even use the word alien, but I'll say space people, and they come here for a purpose, and they come here to they're interested to see what we're doing on our military bases to make sure that we don't end up using missiles to blow up the planet. And that's been ever since the 1960s Cold War. Many of the nuclear silos in the United States and other places were shut down by what you call galactic intervention. So I can completely relate to what you're saying.
Well, I'm glad there's someone watching.
Oh yeah, there are. I work with a thing called Ashtar Command. I've worked with them before the internet. I've been a direct contact and also a telepathic communicator. So I don't channel anything. All my information is very direct. I don't filter any information. I don't give people any misguided information. Anyone who's been watching for a long time know that my information is absolutely right on the money. And now you might have heard about, we are having contact with space people that initially came into my house a few weeks ago, and I didn't see them. Light beings that turned on my app and played a Billie Holiday song, and they did get my attention. And since then, we're having continuous communications with them. Sardine says, I heard something as we were talking. I don't know if anyone else heard anything. I just heard like maybe static or something there for a minute. Hey, friends with fairies. Whatever it was, it's gone away. Yeah.
Well, one of the things you gotta hear is the Museum of Tarot's takedown of Bob Lazar. They have a really interesting criticism of Bob Lazar. He kind of debunks that guy and highlights how he was working for essentially the government and maybe enabling like a, how do you say, a misinformation campaign or something like that. Something along those lines. But
a disinformation campaign.
Bob Lazar. Did you hear about Bob Lazar's brothel that he was running with secret cameras?
I'm so far removed from Bob Lazar, I have no idea what he does anymore.
Dude, look into that one. That's something that I learned from Museum of Tarot. He pointed out there's this amazing story about how Bob Lazar was installing secret cameras in like a motel and recording people Jeffrey Epstein style, and he got caught doing it, and he essentially got away with it. They somebody higher up basically gave him a pass, and as far as I know, he got away with it. But fascinating story. Really interesting subject matter for you to go there.
I will have to do that. And we have a new follower, Kelly Flip C. Good to have you with us. We're going to follow you. I think it looks like we...
Yeah, that's my whole story. I'll pass the joint to the next caller. I just want to say, cool show, man, and looking forward to hearing more UFO stories.
Well, we're following you. Everybody follow Brady. I'm glad you found us. We're like, I do a talk show here, so you won't find me running around in a clown's outfit or a cow with disco lights on or something. This is what I do. I've been in this thing for a lot of years. My friend Chezno, we have a C5 group in Connecticut, an Ashtar Command contact group. And so, this is a good place to be. We're glad to have you with us.
Speaking of E5, I was in Nebula's live earlier, and she has spent well over 500 on night vision goggles, and she's only selling them for $100, and I'm buying them tomorrow. So I'll have that next C5.
She's selling them for $100 for night vision?
Yeah, I'm buying them.
And where are you buying them from? What website?
Nebula.
Yeah,
that comes in. She was in her live, and it's I'm selling these if anyone wants it. I was like, dude, I'll take that. So
Oh, she has one. She has her own that she's selling.
it's like used, but it's like brand new. She like used it a few times for C5, and she's like it works really well. But
Oh, good.
yeah. So I'm gonna bring those for the next C5.
Yeah, Nabiel's a good person, though, so that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. And I think there's a person here who was abducted in 21. Let me see if I can find that person. There's a person here that has a story to tell about being abducted. I don't know who that person is. If that person's still here, we'd like to hear your story. Oh, that's a great picture of, a space being of the light. That's a beautiful picture in that background.
Thank you.
A user 983 says, buy them on Temu. I'm going to check Temu out and see on Temu what they're selling up there. But hey, Mike King, everybody, thanks for joining us. This is Encounters, and this is our late night talk show. I live next to a Space Force in Florida. It's crazy. I'm interested to hear. Let's see. Okay, let me bring Shay Collins on. You say you live next to a Space Force in Florida. It's crazy. Can you give us a little bit of what that means? And if you can, I know you have a lot of followers. If you come on, if you can turn your camera on, that would be great. This is Encounters. I love people's stories, and we're trying to bring people on here to share tonight. Mike King, good evening. Everyone coming in here, good evening. Jennifer Harden, Providence, good to see you. Mr. B, thanks for the likes. I live near a crystal mineral mine. I see them almost every day. Yeah, a lot of the spaceships are attracted to crystals. I mean, it's like a frequency. It's all crystals operate on a frequency. So they'll actually come through on that frequency, and you will actually experience that.
Yeah,
that's absolutely true.
Yeah, that and like what he was saying, military bases get a lot of activity as well. They're always observing.
Oh, yeah. And don't think that there's nothing happening around our planet, above our planet, because there are spaceships all over our planet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we might have our guest, Shane Collins. Good to have you with us.
Hey, how you doing? Unfortunately, my camera isn't working properly, but I will be able to give some information that I have personally experienced myself. I live near the Space Force in Florida, which is also 20 minutes from NASA in Cape Canaveral. So basically every week there's like shuttles going off and everything, and I see a lot of stuff though. I mean, I live like 5 minutes from this base, and it used to be just a regular Air Force base until they officially made the Space Force a program, and then it changed over. So pretty interesting too. And I mean, there's just so much like lights in the sky that you can't decipher if that's a plane or a helicopter. I mean, it's unreal. And the Starlinks are always over the area, so it's unbelievable in the sky, and it's very clear at night near the ocean. So I always see so much activity over the ocean. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
I mean, I always see so many, and I really have always tell my family too, because most of it I do believe are UFOs, and like, because it's really unbelievable. Like every night it's like something's going on over here. So really interesting stuff where I'm at.
Are you on the Atlantic coast?
I am on the East Coast.
That's what I mean, on the East Coast.
Yep.
And what state are you located in? Florida?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm over in Satellite Beach, Melbourne area.
How far is that from, let's say, Miami or those places?
Okay, so from Miami, it would be about 2.5 hours. So I'm right by Cape Canaveral.
Okay, so you're also in the Bermuda Triangle area too. That whole area up until North Carolina is in a square onto the land area with the triangle. And I've heard a lot of people down that perimeter have come on this program and talked about seeing spaceships or odd-looking objects, and of course, the Starlink being one of the things that people confuse with things. But there is a lot of activity out there through that whole corridor of Florida and up through that area into North Carolina.
For sure, yeah, and I respect you guys and what you do, and I really like the show. I became a member the other day, so I just wanted to come on and say what I saw, and I mean, it's really every week our house shakes from shuttles going off and really loud noises in the middle of the night, 3 a.m. Just like it's crazy. Like ships going by, flying very close to the house at very like in the middle of the night though. So it's very,
Yeah.
very interesting. Yeah.
Are you videotaping any of that activity? Are you documenting any of it? Have you
I
thought of
wish I
doing that?
was, but I'm not. I'm usually very in shock because it's just like I wake up to it and I'm like, is this really going on right now? And
Yeah.
our all the
Yeah.
houses are very old over here, so I mean, you really get the rumble.
Yeah. No, definitely. I would suggest to you. We have a C5 group beyond me doing this program. Chezno's part of. We have a solid group. Is even if you get like totally shocked by seeing something, have your camera ready and get over the shock and record it, document it, the date, the time, what you see. Keep a documentation on video. And if you do get some good footage, let me see it. I'd send it to me and I'll take a look at it.
Sounds great. Yeah. Thank you again, guys, for having me on, and I respect what you guys do. So
Hey,
Thanks
we
for
appreciate
sharing.
you. Hey, yeah, really. We both appreciate you and thank you for coming on here. And
Of
that's what it's
course.
all about, right? It's about people. I mean, this is what's happening. People are seeing things all over the world. Hey, Wander, welcome to the show. A lot of people are finding our show because for the new people here, you might not realize it. I'm on radio just from my background. I am a contactee from the late 60s, well, early 60s. And I've had tons of UFO, what we call spaceship encounters. And I'm now having contact on the show for new people. We're having contact with a space being who connected with me, maybe three of them, in my house a few weeks ago. So what I do, and people know me, my friend Chezno knows me personally, what I share here is real. There's no channeling here. I don't allow it. What goes on here has to be real. If it's not real, it doesn't go on here. There's just
Right.
too much of that fluffy stuff all over Facebook, and even on TikTok, there are people with the fluffy stuff, and it just doesn't happen.
Hmm.
I still host a radio show, Gerard. I just did it this morning. I'm on every Sunday morning for those who want to listen to the radio side, 11:30 till 1 p.m. Eastern here in Connecticut. So yeah, we still do the radio.
Today
Thank
was
you,
a good
Lynn.
show. That was a cool show with
Yeah,
Connor.
yeah, and we had our friend John Connor, who's a good friend of the show, and we'll have him on Friday night. We're going to bring in a space called Godico, and he is from the star system Sirius. When I say we're going to bring him in, we're not channeling anything, and people have heard him come through the radio broadcast on a frequency. So let me explain something for new people and just for anybody in general. The space beings operate on a frequency. The universe, the multiverse, the whole gamut of out there beyond Earth, everything is a frequency. Um, when the CSETI or SETI satellites are recording sounds in space, they're recording different frequencies of sound. Hey, Marinette, they're recording different frequencies of sound. Now, I don't know how many people understand that, but I'm beginning to understand. I just started to understand recently with the contact we're having that the space beings operate on frequency. And if we tune in on the right frequency, they will be able to hear us and we'll be able to hear them. If we're not tuned on the right frequency, they will not hear us. It's like if you have a ham radio and you want to talk to another ham radio operator, let's say in Iceland, you need to be on the same frequency. If you're not on the same frequency, they will not hear you. If you're near the frequency, you'll sound distorted. If you're on the right frequency, thank you, Tess. If you're on the right frequency, you can have very clear communications. So that's how I've learned that the space people operate. They operate on a universal frequency or many frequencies. You just have to find the frequency that they're on at the time. So with the space being Godico on their ship, they communicated with me on a specific frequency. Now, let me explain this. What we're going to do Friday night at 11 p.m. is we're going to have John Connors on. He's in Arizona. I'm in Connecticut. There's something about it between the both of us on a particular frequency. If they want to speak, they can speak on a frequency. Now, if Godico wanted to speak on whatever frequency TikTok is on right now, they would have to tune in somehow, whatever they do on a spaceship, find me and be able to communicate on this specific frequency. All right? That's how they would do it. So I don't think they're going to be talking on this show right now. I don't think they're going to come through. But if they did come through, they would actually somehow find me on a certain frequency to do it. But when they do this thing Friday night, if you've never heard what I'm talking about, you're going to have the first time in your life an encounter with the voice of a space being from the star system Sirius. Okay? And that's going to happen